Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Savard and I will be talking to you about the social cognitive theory of self-efficacy. How many times have you heard a student say, "Sir, miss, I don't know, I can't answer the question, I don't know. Well, today I will be addressing why students come to this conclusion and what we can do to help them step away from beliefs that hinder agency and motivation. Self-efficacy in our text for this class is defined as the belief that one is capable of executing certain behaviors or reaching certain goals. The theory is concerned with a person's belief in his or her ability to succeed in a given situation. High self-efficacy is demonstrated in students who try harder, persist longer, perform better, and are motivated to select more challenging tasks. Self-efficacy can have the impact on everything from psychological states to behavior to motivation. Self-efficacy affects three different areas. First, choice of activity. You're more likely to choose an activity that you're good at. Second, effort and persistence. You're more likely to put an effort into something you're good at. You're more likely to try again and more likely to overcome obstacles. You're less likely to overcome obstacles and take concentrated effort in situations where you feel you are at a disadvantage. Thirdly, learning, achievement, and persistence. If you have less belief in yourself and less interest, there will be lower achievement and performance. It's also shown in an article by Eccles and Wigfield from 1989 that students with high self-efficacy and students with lower self-efficacy, even if they have the same actual abilities, the students with higher self-efficacy will do better. Factors affecting the development of self-efficacy. Previous success is a huge factor. When a student knows that they haven't done well in a specific area, it will be very difficult to motivate them. Messages from others. So positive reinforcements. So praise from a teacher will increase self-confidence, but it will be short-lived if it's not met with success. So combination of teaching and positive reinforcements are needed here. Be careful of your actions as a teacher. Sometimes we can communicate a lack of faith in our students if we give them over-assistance or an expression that proves that we don't believe in them. Kids that have bad reputations inadvertently get treated badly by staff. So try to keep that in mind. A student who is struggling or who often has low results or achievement needs to be motivated in a different way. The success and failure of others. If self-efficacy is dependent on the success of others, you could argue that subjects that are hard, that have lower success rates, such as math, will be susceptible to students with low self-efficacy. Also, students spend a lot of time comparing themselves with others, especially in high school, and the success or failure of others affects them deeply. Now we will look at social groups and collective self-efficacy. In reading Bandura's 2000 work on collective self-efficacy, the power between social groups and learning became evident to me. Bandura points out how people are a product of their environment, which includes social groups. Students usually gravitate to groups with similar motivational orientations, as seen in Eric and Wigfield. This groups that the students choose usually backs up their negative or positive views of school and by extension their levels of self-efficacy. It's important here that when students in a group motivate each other and have a mission or resilience to adversity for a performance or result, then they will be looking for that result. So if a group of students who thinks negatively about school, their goal is constantly to interrupt and constantly to stay away from the tasks at hand, the motivation as a teacher should be to introduce some diversified learning in order for those students to see how they are most successful and be able to pull on different strengths from different students. And you'll see how that group and their mission and resilience to adversity starts to shift. It has also shown that students with high self-efficacy have more support from their friends. If students are more liked, a student is more focused and motivated to work on their schoolwork. Finally, we will look at how to improve student self-efficacy. As a teacher, try to participate in more cognitive processes that promote learning, paying attention, organizing, elaborating, and so on. As I was speaking about students who think of school negatively, this will help motivate them. Have students learn to set their own challenging yet attainable goals. Having them be a part of that process is really important. Give examples to students of other students with the same abilities that did well. This will help motivate them. You can also allow students to see their previous work and where and how they've improved. Have them take the time to appreciate what success feels like. It's important also for you to remind them that failure isn't necessarily always a bad thing and can just be considered as a small setback. Group work is really important. In group work, you can have things such as peer modeling, where they can be inspired and motivated by other students and their successes. Also, it promotes, once again, collective self-efficacy, where the group will work to a certain collective challenge and goal and successes. It's also important to remember that us teachers have collective self-efficacy. So when teachers believe in themselves more and their abilities, it's shown that students will have a higher self-efficacy as well. Seen in Goodhart, 2001. Finally, accommodating classes to differentiated learning will be really helpful. And also, model behavior. Be aware of how you approach hard tasks. Be aware of how you're motivating or demotivating students with your words and actions. Thank you. Now we are going to listen to a short interview with my brother, Joshua Savard, and his own challenges with self-efficacy.
Hi, so this is Joshua. He's my younger brother. He's 16 years old. We're going to be talking about self-efficiency for different subjects that he's been working on, things that he's good at, things that he's less good at, and how he feels about that development. So I'd like to ask you to think about something you're good at, and then explain to me how you approach obstacles when you're mastering those skills.
Okay, well, I think I'm good at drawing. I mean, like, ever since I was a kid, I was relatively good at it, because, like, that's all I would end up doing, was I had a pencil in my hand and I kept on drawing. And, as a kid, I would always draw people, and they would always end up looking like frogs. It was really weird. And, I don't know, like, now that I've actually, like, gotten better at doing, like, oranges and stuff like that, like, I could finally see myself drawing a person, and I have, and, like, they kind of look realistic now. And, yeah.
And what subjects are you less good at?
Mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you notice that you weren't maybe very good at math?
I think it's Sec 2, because, I mean, Sec 1 I was, like, fine, and then, as, like, things got, like more progressive, like, I don't know, I just started getting crappier marks, and, like, by the end of this third term in secondary 2, I think I passed with, like, a 60 or something, but, yeah, like, I don't think that was an intentional 60, like, I don't think I should have gotten that, like, I think I got a 54, but my teacher just gave me a 60 because she saw I was trying, and she wanted me to get to the next grade, so, yeah.
Did you think so your teacher was supporting you?
Oh yeah, 100%. She was like one of those teachers that was like a mom to everybody. It was kind of, you know, yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel when are there certain questions in math that you're more comfortable with?
Yeah, like the ones that are super simple, like Sally, 5, 7, and how long can she go? 7, you know, like instead of the really long ones that are like, oh yeah, Sally has to go to Colorado and then she has to pick up her baby sister, you know, like stuff like that.
Okay, so something more concise.
Yeah, there you go.
And how does the development of other students affect your progress in math?
Well, I mean, I see my friends in like the higher maths getting like 80s and stuff like that, and they're like, oh man, I got a shit mark. I'm like, dude, it's like you got an 80, so I don't know, to me, I find that kind of silly, because I would do anything for an 80, but, like, even kids in my grade that get, like 80s and stuff like that, like, I don't understand that, because, like, something in their brain clicked that hasn't happened in mine yet, and I'm trying to figure that out.
So kind of getting into a higher math, let's say in the next year.
Yeah, it's not happening. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think I'm going to get into the high math because, I mean, if you've seen my track record from like my previous years, it hasn't been too well, no.
And what was your proudest moment in math?
I got an 80 once in a C2, which is like the big test, and it was really cool because my mom freaked out and stuff. It was this year, I think, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
And you have more practice for the bigger exams?
Yeah, because like in the smaller exams, we have like a 2 days notice, and she's like, okay, you're having a test like on on Wednesday, and yeah, so you have to like prepare in a short amount of time, but like as for the big ones, she's making a big deal out of it for like the next month, and you have a month to prepare type thing. So I think that's why I get good on the C2s and stuff.
And how has math affected how you see your job in the future?
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to be an archaeologist, like ever since I was a kid, but like now I've been coming to the realization that like I do need high math to get into high sciences for like SAGEP and stuff like that. So lately I've been thinking of like other job careers that personally aren't so glamorous to me, but I mean like horse racing, because I figure you don't need math to like race a horse, so yeah.
And finally, what kind of things do you think your teacher could do to help motivate you more with your math?
Well, like getting a tutor would be chill, because I mean like I go to all like the recuperations at lunch, which kind of sucks because like they're taking over my entire social life. But yeah, like I think maybe getting a tutor would be cool, because last year I had one, and I mean that kind of showed promise to my teacher. I think that's probably why I got the 60. So.
You felt that you were understanding math better when you got a tutor?
Oh yeah, because like I don't know, at home like my mom doesn't really understand any of the math stuff that I do, so like I don't really have many people to like turn to type thing. Like I have my sister, but she's not here all the time, so like well, I do the other one. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate your time.
Okay.